Iranian spies inside the Israeli Air Force have allegedly been exposed, sending shockwaves through Netanyahu's circle. Israeli Air Force technicians are accused of leaking sensitive information to Iran during the war. Mossad has tried to project strength through operations inside Iran, but critics say it failed to notice spies within its own ranks. Mujtaba is said to have infiltrated the IDF, which, if confirmed, would mark another major victory for Iran. 2 Israeli Air Force technicians have been charged with allegedly spying for Iran during Operation Rising Lion. The technicians worked on F-15 fighter jets and are accused of passing engine diagrams to Iranian contacts. Israel's public broadcaster, Khan News, and reports in the Jerusalem Post outlined the details on April 22.
Iran downed a US F-15E Strike Eagle fighter jet in the war, and said it did so using new air defense systems.
A flight instructor's photo was also allegedly handed over to Iran, according to the reports. Iran is further accused of asking the technicians to collect information on a former IDF chief and the national security minister. 8 other soldiers at the base are suspected of knowing about the spies' activities. After the incident, the Tel Nof airbase commander called soldiers in for a security briefing. Shin Bet, Israel's internal security service, also summoned the Tel Nof chief to explain what happened. Authorities are now considering whether to upgrade the charges against one of the technicians to treason.
Mossad chief David Barnea confirmed that a Mossad operative, known only as M, was killed abroad during the US-Israeli war with Iran. He made the disclosure at a Remembrance Day ceremony on April 21, using the event to publicly acknowledge the operative's death. Barnea said M died outside Israel while on operations against Iran, without giving details on the exact time, place, or incident. Barnea said, quote, "During Lion's Roar, my thoughts and heart were filled with pride in the figure and actions of M, who fell outside Israel while carrying out his duty. The operations led by M combined creativity and ingenuity with advanced technology and had a significant impact on the success of the campaign against Iran." Unquote. Barnea did not specify who M was, when the operative was killed, or in which incident they died, keeping personal and operational details undisclosed. He also did not reveal where M was killed, saying only that the death occurred outside Israeli borders, without naming the country or exact location. After his remarks, Israeli media reported that M was killed in a 2023 boat sinking on Italy's Lake Maggiore while working with Italian intelligence. Reports said M was involved in efforts to stop Tehran from obtaining advanced weapons, in cooperation with Italian security services. The operative was reported to have died when the boat they were on capsized during that mission on Lake Maggiore. This came days after Iran announced it had arrested 4 suspected Israeli spies in Jalan Governorate in northern Iran. Iranian state media said the 4 detainees were linked to Mossad and accused of espionage activities. Alleged spies were caught in Jalan Governorate in northern Iran, Iranian state news agency IRNA reported. Tehran alleged that the suspects shared images and locations of Iranian military and security sites with Mossad handlers. Officials said this sensitive information was passed online, using digital channels to send photos and coordinates. Earlier, Mossad's chief and senior officials had publicly highlighted recent operations conducted inside Iran during the ongoing conflict. Barnea said, quote, "We brought precise intelligence to the Air Force, and we hit missiles that threatened Israel. But our mission has yet to be completed. We didn't think that this mission would be completed immediately with the end of the battles. But we planned intensively for our campaign to continue and achieve results even in the period after the strikes in Tehran. Mossad's responsibility in the matter will end only when this radical regime is replaced. Regime change in Iran is our mission. We will not stand by, watching, in the face of another existential threat." Unquote. Barnea also stated that Mossad had operated in the heart of Tehran during the US-Israeli campaign against Iran. As US President Donald Trump considers the possibility of fresh strikes on Iran, the IRGC has stated that it remains fully prepared for a potential conflict. Iran's elite forces have issued warnings to the United States and Israel, threatening retaliation that they claim would exceed expectations. An official IRGC statement, published by Press TV, indicated that Iranian forces are currently in a high state of operational readiness. The statement also suggested that new battlefield tactics could be deployed in ways designed to surprise opposing forces. Iran's elite military unit further warned both Trump and Netanyahu of significant consequences if hostilities resume. IRGC statement said, and I quote, "We are ready to create achievements and shocking events far beyond the comprehension and calculation of the warmongering and treacherous enemy, utilizing new cards on the battlefield. IRGC is at the peak of readiness and determination to continue the battle against the enemies and is ready for decisive, certain, and immediate confrontation with any threat or repetition of enemy aggression. In a new round of possible military battle, we will inflict crushing blows beyond the enemy's imagination on their remaining assets in the region." End quote. Iran also claimed that its multiple waves of drone and missile operations had already caused substantial damage across the Middle East. According to the IRGC, these coordinated attacks impacted key infrastructure and strategic locations. Iranian officials further argued that these developments have weakened perceptions of US military dominance. The IRGC also stated that the conflict may be reshaping the regional balance of power in West Asia. IRGC statement said, and I quote, "Today, with the collapse of the hollow prestige of the military power of the United States and the Zionist regime, we are on the verge of entering a new regional order in West Asia, without the presence of foreign and arrogant powers, especially America, and creating a stable and secure environment." End quote. Hours before the United States announced the extension of the ceasefire, Iran visibly ramped up its show of military strength, holding orchestrated public events to signal resolve. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps on April 21 staged public displays of ballistic missiles in several Iranian cities, underscoring the country's emphasis on its missile arsenal amid the ongoing war. The parades took place in Tehran, Kerman, and Arak just hours before President Trump revealed that he was extending the truce, timing the events to coincide with a key diplomatic turn. Iran International reported on April 21 that the missile displays were held against the backdrop of a stalemate in indirect talks, framing them as a political statement as much as a military one. Videos shared by Iranian state media showed ballistic missiles being paraded through residential and urban areas, giving the impression that the hardware is deeply embedded in everyday life. Large crowds were seen waving Iranian flags and chanting anti-US and anti-Israel slogans, reflecting both state-organized mobilization and genuine public anger toward the Western powers. The crowds also chanted slogans praising Iran's military establishment and calling for strikes against Israel, signaling that domestic sentiment remains firmly behind an assertive posture. Hezbollah flags were visible at several locations during the rallies, underlining the ideological and operational alignment between Iran and its regional proxy network. At the Tehran rally, the Garda ballistic missile was prominently displayed in a central square, drawing attention to one of Iran's key long-range systems. In another part of Tehran, the Khorramshahr 4 ballistic missile was also put on display, with state media using the imagery to project reach and deterrence. An image attached to one of the displayed missiles reportedly identified a potential target as Ras Gas, a liquefied natural gas firm in Qatar, suggesting that Gulf energy infrastructure is on Iran's hit list. These displays form part of a broader pattern of regular, ongoing pro-government rallies that have been held across Iran since the war began on February 28.